have to try and sneak into the strong room anymore.
This is true. Because that probably was not going to end well.
I'm so proud of that natural 20, Waverly.
That was incredible.
Talk about clutch. That was clutch.
I nearly screwed up everything, but then I saved everything, so it's okay.
And now we know it's lizard folk. Probably.
Probably.
I mean, almost certainly.
Just
but
like 97% sure.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit worried about the number of people in the party who have disadvantage on stealth checks, combined with the black dragon.
It
seems like a bad combination.
It's gonna be interesting.
Although, to be fair, Valandra does have the spell Silence, so they could negate that as long as they're fine not communicating.
I would.
Well,
if you have
would still have message, but
Yeah, but that's
cast spells.
yeah, that's still whispered. So message would not work in silence.
Yeah, you'd completely make Talace have no ability to help anything. Everything she does is vocal. Except for her physical weapon, everything she does is vocalized.
I know. This isn't in combat. This is while they're trying to get their way there without being seen.
And you could willingly drop a spell. So if combat breaks out, drop the silence.
Yeah, silence is concentration, I'm pretty sure, so she'd drop it the moment combat broke out. Yeah. Oh, and it's a ritual. So that would mean they would travel 10 minutes in silence, then wait 10 minutes while she casts it again. Which I admit would be kind of hilarious. Travel in 10-minute bursts.
Because while she's casting it, they're all standing around quietly.
Yep. Not moving.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How's all doing?
Alright.
Yay! Alright. Just for each other.
What?
I said, has anyone thought of anything cool that they would like to suggest each other having done, worthy of reward and recognition?
Waverly getting to pee?
Yeah.
Waverly setting off her own trap.
And then getting out of it as a separate bonus.
Yes.
Waverly for the pee trap. I think that is definitely worth the notice.
Oh, thank you.
So we'll go ahead and award the 125. By the way, early sneak peek. The XP awards may be one of the things changing in the future Silver Store, so we'll look forward to that. Anything else somebody would like to mention or bring up?
Chloe to the
Joey
rescue.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say Chloe to the rescue.
Chloe to the rescue. I think that was certainly a memorable moment worthy of notice. And the outburst of words that she manages, still very impressive.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Dawn and Talace for successfully doing as little as possible and still getting ahead.
Don DeLace for working it, yes. 125 there. Very nice.
Tom, we had stuff written down we wanted to nominate from the side quest.
Yeah.
I'm going to interject while he's gathering that list. I personally am 100% behind Dawn on that. I'm going to work for 15 minutes and then say, fuck that.
This is a lot harder than I wanted it to be.
I do agree. I'm going to lump that one in with the 125 for working it, though.
Yeah.
But yes, very much.
Personally.
I would like to nominate Joey last session for throwing literally all his money at Chloe for Elmer's armor.
Did he actually throw money at her?
I mean, maybe not literally throw, but he gave Chloe all his money to armor up Elmer.
Aw.
You're going to buy a horse? The hell? You're going to put armor on it? Also, I mean, it may or may not have been thrown. It could be thrown. It was in a bag. Not like I threw each coin
It was
individually.
probably...
Although maybe I should have. That might have been an appropriate way.
Yeah, I guess knowing Joey, it was probably actually thrown. I would like to nominate Chloe for two things. One, for buttering up Bog Luck, because that was hilarious.
Get it, Chloe.
And then two, for being a Disney princess with that freaking song last session.
Yes.
There's no way that song doesn't get bonus XP. Zero way.
Alright, so that is a 2. Chloe's breaking it in this time. She's already up at the 625 mark. No, I can't do math. Math is bad. 375 mark.
You said there would be no math.
Isn't this why we have computers? So yeah, that was a good time. Oh, but all right. So I didn't need to ask because I blurred it. Was that Colors of the Wind, or was that the water one, or the
Colors of the Wind?
It is Colors of the Wind. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the actual movie in long enough. I'm like, I know exactly what it's from. I can picture this. Crud! I can't think of what the real words are.
Darn right.
You think you own whatever land you land on.
That's the one. Yes, thank you.
God, that was so good.
It was
Then.
really good.
Sad I missed that.
It was really.
Yeah,
It
we,
was
on the good news side, on YouTube right now,
I don't
that
think
episode happens to be posted, and she has not yet muted that area.
I don't mute those. Are you kidding? Otherwise Craig will never see it. He'll call me a liar.
This was very nice. This is very good. This is so good. Oh, I gotta use that voice somewhere.
So, what else happened?
I have some for the text adventures, but
Sure.
I'm gonna wait till people are done with this episode. I think I don't want to interrupt with stuff that happened before.
No problem.
If people are trying to remember stuff.
I am going to nominate Mom and Got Baked.
Mom got baked right here.
Mom and Got Baked each earned 125 experience. If they were close, you guys might have a concern, depending on their alliances. We'll find that one out later. Anyone else?
Valandra for remembering to hide the thieves' tools in the little
Oh
mouse
my god,
gear.
yes.
Valandra, that was pretty clutch, because that was what they were going for.
And I was still in the room. I hadn't come out. I was like, yep, okay.
Absolutely.
She has a high wisdom. It shows occasionally.
Did show up and didn't do too bad on the hiding either.
Yep.
Those ferreted away.
I believe both Valandra and Joey for... I know Joey was already brought up for helping me with Elma's outfitting, but Valandra got me my awesome emblem, didn't she? Or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I don't know where it went, but it was very pretty.
Once the chalk one was rubbed off. And Valandra didn't say it was her, by the way. She just, like, put it on when she came back to whatever inn they were staying at.
Look what I got from Anonymous Dona, guys. It's so pretty.
But I mean, that's like her, so it probably wouldn't have been too hard to figure out. Okay.
Are you telling me that that Valandra's not coming across thuggish to everybody else?
Yes, that's exactly what we're telling you.
All right, never mind. All right.
I mean, I don't know that she had a choice, but for going along with my weird blue overalls thing and actually just putting them on and being a laborer, or trying to for a half a day.
Well, you know what? Because of those blue overalls, because I saw the picture, and that's exactly where the it kind of looks like a early 90s Pepsi commercial reference came from, because I was like...
I was
totally
going to nominate the early 90s Pepsi commercial comment.
Well, I'm sure those helped in talking to the guards, too.
Because I was totally imagining, God, I can't think of her name, that really famous supermodel. You know how it's like she'd like be in those Pepsi commercials and she'd be like fake working in like those jumpsuits, and then she'd get that Pepsi and she'd just rub it across her forehead and go, ah, and like we know she's not working, but no one cares.
I wrote this in Twitch chat just so I wouldn't forget, for Beverly, for remembering what home smells like for Valandra and saving the mouse. That was so clutch.
That was so awesome, yes.
Yes, that was lovely.
Yeah, because he's like, I got you. You're like, home smells like Waverly. I'm like, oh, damn.
I would like to nominate Edgar for flying in the opposite direction of the dragon.
I agree.
Can I nominate Dawn for that? I don't know.
I think I'm gonna have to let that one slide past. That was more the dice that did that one to you guys. The reaction was good, but we'll give that one to the dice.
So the dice have 125 experience.
The dice get 125 experience on that one. Occasionally the
Bright
dice.
ass orange dice.
Yeah, occasionally the dice do tell the story. By the way, quick shout out to some of the folks in chat who have joined us and are friends with my son, and feel free to pick on him super hard. Because his dad's a dork at like a level that's really hard to hit.
By all means, please, call yourselves out in chat when you hear this. I'd love to know.
I want to know who we need to help pick on Casey with.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
See? No, some of my son's friends happened to be on another Discord channel with my son, who had an open mic that I wasn't aware of. So, as I wandered into the room, I'm not sure if I was actively practicing my Spiroquet voice at the time, or perhaps one of the other voices I may occasionally do, but there was some teasing back and forth, and then some of them actually followed and showed up. So
I was wondering where those came from, like in the middle of the day. I'm like, what the hell?
Yes, that was I think I was singing something. I don't remember. But it came up that, yes, if you wish to hear me make more nonsense, this is
Tune
the
in on
place to do
Tuesday
it.
nights for the most nonsense from Casey, I think.
The most nonsense.
Maybe Saturday. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's
Saturday's
some
pretty
good
bad,
nonsense
too.
on Saturday. Gotta say. Siege everything.
Isn't he kind of a womanizer, too? So if you want that creepy aspect, too,
No.
tune
What?
in on Saturday.
No.
He's extremely picky.
I have not had a womanizing character yet. That's different.
Yet.
That's
I like
Underlined
how he
3
said, I like
times.
how he said yet.
that,
In the back of his head, I was like,
There's-
what?
I mean,
There's a plan there somewhere.
Yeah, like he has
so
it in his head somewhere.
much. We'll do the flirting, but have to. That needs a special campaign where I really know I'm not going to offend anyone. Let's see here. So who else? What do we got? Let's see here. We talked about the peat trap. We got that. Chloe on the rescue. Dawn and Talace were working it. Joey for throwing money at Chloe for Elmer's armor. By the way, Chloe, you have upgraded Elmer, and I didn't see the background for him yet. So you better hurry, because I've already decided his name is actually spelled Elmer, meaning the ocean. He's a seahorse, you see. Famed, was once owned by a pirate, actually has a swim speed. Used to leap off the pirate ship forward onto the banks to rush up and take forts and other fortifications with his pirate lord riding him. Owned then by Dame Fidelity, who would put up with no such nonsense from her knights, and attached him as a pole horse. His spirit nearly broken before he was rescued.
Somehow carried away to safety.
So what you're
On
saying
a silken blanket. Let us not forget, she laid him down on a bed of silk.
I mean, really what I just heard was that was SA's alternate life horse, because it's a horse designed to attack sea-based fortifications, like a siege horse.
Siege horse. I like it. It's a good horse. Looks, man. This horse, he gets it. We just take the catapult, we put the horse in the catapult.
No.
It's how you make Pegasus.
This is not how you make Pegasus.
I knew he had more to him.
So, whenever you get around to writing the actual backstory of Elmer, do please let me know.
Well, I mean, you did that with Keckard Dane, too, and I'm like, oh, he owns a spa? Okay, cool.
Somebody told me he owned a spa.
You did!
Oh, no. Oh, no, all I did was I said, stay a while and glisten.
Yes, and I'm like, oh, he owns a spa, okay.
I'm like, okay, sure.
The snowball of
You
canon.
would never have gotten that idea if you hadn't have said that phrase.
What else are you gonna say? I mean, there's not a whole lot of words that rhyme in that fashion.
You could have just, talked like a normal person. Heaven forbid.
What?
For Keckard? No.
Yeah, I mean...
I paid for the voice.
I paid for that voice.
I'm actually kind of hoping he'll do... There was something that Casey was planning to do, some kind of recap-y type thing, and I'm like, you should do all of them in Keckard's voice.
So hard, though.
Oh,
it
so
would take
worth.
so long. Like...
Just send me the raw stuff and I'll do all the editing.
Yeah,
that'll be hilarious also.
For as much as I write when I write up like recaps like that, to say that in Deckard voice, I'd be there for like an hour and a half. But anyway, so let's hear. Joey has thrown money at Chloe for the armor for the horse. Chloe did some singing and some buttering up of Bog Luck. Valandra hide the thieves' tools. Valandra for getting this set. So Lace for being a Pepsi Generation girl. Waverly,
No, I
remembering. What's that?
So I prefer Coca-Cola, but that was but Pepsi's a better reference.
There you go. Waverly remembers what home smells like. That was a poignant moment. So, did we want to skip over to the text-based escapade?
If no one has anything else.
All right. What in the text-based, wow, those words would you like to recommend?
I want to recommend Dusk for nearly blowing the whole thing by almost asking for a secret. By asking if they've trapped the heart was trapped.
Yes.
That could have gone really bad.
Which, yeah, just like, oh, now we know that you're trapped, and we can't do a damn thing about it.
But we did do something about it. We did the right thing.
Yes.
I do also like all of them immediately chose to free it over wealth or knowledge, like no hesitation.
Yeah, like no hesitation. All three of them went. This is an obvious answer. Like,
yeah. The temptation apparently wasn't good enough. Yes. Great fortune, any secret, or free some dumb heart. You're like, free the heart. I'm like, no.
Like all of us were like Valandra and Talais weren't allowed to answer because it was up to Dusk to make the decision. We're all like, you know what you're supposed to do here, right? Like, you don't get to keep it. You gotta let it go.
So, who else would like to nominate, or any moments
there
of
was more, wasn't there?
There was Talais for knowing both of her sisters well enough to hold them back from saving the heart once they decided to free it and the arrows and stuff started hitting it, because she typed, I was literally starting to type that Valandra starts to step forward, and she typed in holding us back before I could get it out.
And I was doing that on mobile, so I was swiping like the friggin' wind. I was like, I gotta get this in there. Nobody do anything. This is okay. This is okay.
She knows her sisters.
I do. I know you all very well. That's why I go into the woods.
Very nice. Yes, absolutely.
Also Talais for deciding to make a glorious escape into the woods.
That's what I called it. A glorious escape.
A glorious escape into the woods that the Peritons feared to go.
Dawn judges all of you forever.
Hey, but
mostly Dusk.
Your sister is still alive because Valandra and Talais went after her. Because and that's like for serious, because like I think it was like 2 rolls in, Dusk went down.
Dusk went down in the first volley. I guess that's one. Valandra literally flinging herself off of her horse and on top of Dusk to make herself the target instead.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dong is forever going to think his sister is a fool and a liability.
Oh, that's right. We would like to nominate Dawn. We'd like to nominate Dawn for giving his sister shit the entire time. Just, you're stupid. Come back. The whole time. Like, don't, like, completely unsupportive.
The whole time,
but also on our side.
The whole time, far beyond the point where he should not actually have magically been able to communicate with her.
His complete frustration with her poor decision making kept him there so he could keep yelling at her.
Yes.
Oh gosh, was there anything else that really cool happened that you did?
I did like. I mean, I feel weird saying it for myself, but only 3 people were there, and
Only two of them are here.
And it was several weeks ago. But the just Valandra's strategy in battle, where even when she's double poisoned, restrained, and at 6 hit points, she's still targeting the one on Talais.
Yes.
Or how she like yells at Dusk to go help Talais when she's facing 3 of them and Talais is facing 1. Or how she's being swarmed by like 4 of them and she still uses her turn to heal and grant temporary hit points. Just I love Valandra ignoring the enemies on her when her sisters are in danger. Just they're hitting me, but yeah, that's not what's important right now.
Suicidal selflessness.
Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Again, like the same thing where hate nominating yourself, but there's only 2 of you here to remember it. Talais, because she hates being a leader, and she completely took control of that entire mission. She was just like, I'm getting you all out of here alive, no matter how much I'm mad at you right now. And like, she kept them from going face first into webs, Dusk from running off, chasing in the hind into those scary woods. Just like, everybody single file. Take a look around. Make sure we didn't go through anything.
Harry, wrap your wings around. Come on now.
On that note, there was, as far as I read, quite some effort to keep everybody alive, and this isn't necessarily a nomination, but I think everybody did really exceptionally well / lucky doing so. But I also PSA, we're not learning from our mistakes of running off separately in the middle of the night, so if we could please stop that before Chloe just goes off on her own, because this is getting ridiculous.
I can make no promises.
Look,
Valandra hasn't gone off on her own, but she's never not going to follow if one of her siblings does.
Exactly.
But we can police each other by doing this together, and like for example tonight, when we're like, how long is this taking? Talais, are you saying anything? Like, hey, come back, or hey, don't go, or hey, let me know in 2.5 minutes what's going on. Any kind of checks or balances there. I just feel like it's extremely dangerous, and if we keep doing it like this, someone's gonna die. I get the risk-reward thing, totally, but I don't know. I feel like we're not all working together.
What you guys need to do is you need to take some string or thread, tie it to one another, and then let it play out till they reach the end, and then get a little tug system. 1 tug for him in trouble, 2 tugs for no problem.
My general sense of, is this a good decision, is when Casey starts cackling and going, yeah, then it's like, maybe we shouldn't do this right now, or find a different way to, like, check with each other and be like, hey, if I don't come back in 10 minutes, shit's going down.
Dawn was screaming at Dusk the whole time.
Yes.
Quote-unquote screaming, more like calmly telling her she's a giant asshole and she better get back here because she's screwing everything because she's an idiot.
Another thing I did love about the battle with the Ettercaps and giant spiders, Valandra did no direct damage that entire combat.
Nope.
None.
She had her spirit guardians up, and she didn't land a single hit the whole time.
The spirit guardians did some damage, but like the entire, like, whenever she swung or whenever she used her cantrips, she didn't do anything with any of them, and most of her time was spent on like healing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it was just funny that she was tanking all of them and never hit one of them.
Now, I will comment to you, Sin. I was literally just talking about this with Thomas 2 days ago, because it is actually directly affecting in-character mentalities. Because Talais is like, I gotta keep chasing you people down. You're gonna get killed, and you're gonna get me killed, and then half you people aren't even coming with us to stop our siblings from getting killed. There's a lot of stuff going on in her head right now about that exact situation.
See, and now you've got like 2 hours for nightfall to kind of talk that in. You know, maybe tie each other together.
Well, a certain little someone has already had we've had a conversation with, and basically her response was, "I'm gonna keep doing it."
Done.
Troublesome.
One of us needs to get hold person.
Valandra has it.
I don't want to
True,
use
she
intimidate
does.
on everybody, but I will. Damn it.
All right, so I think we've worked our way backwards to the last session, so we will close the XP bonus segment unless somebody has any last second applies they would like to do.
Let me look back through here.
Sure. And everybody, please do tally up your XP. I'm pretty sure I caught all of them as they were mentioned.
I'm not going to nominate this for XP. I just wanted to let you know that I was like, I had this moment when the Peritons turned and went for Talace over Valandra and Dusk, and literally she had this moment of, and just when you think your lack of virginity is going to protect you.
Yeah, well.
She's like, no.
Sometimes they're just hungry. So.
It's like, they're like, "No, they're going to ignore me. I guess I was wrong.
When you're hungry, a hamburger's just fine if you can't get the steak. Alright. So, XP has been assigned. Things have been doled out. Any questions to help you guys with your planning as to what you may or may not do? Next week, it's about, let's say, somewhere between 5 and 6 o'clock in the evening by the time you get back together. You've done a hard day's work, but nothing exhausting. The camp is, or the roadhouse is returning back to normal, so it seems like there will be 2 guards patrolling, 4 on call. Since nothing more happened with the door, it doesn't seem like they're going to be posting folks up there, but people are a little more on point than usual. Good old Gristle Pete has cooked up his delicious food.
I like how you don't describe the food at all.
Well, what would you like to know about the
food.
food?
The fact that you are saying literally nothing about it is what's frightening me.
So let's
You
break
love
down.
your descriptions.
Let's break down what you know about the kitchen. There's a man in the kitchen. His name is probably some derivative of heater. And then there's an adjective affixed to his name. And that adjective is gristle. Now, taking those 2 words separately, we might think perhaps he is a gristly person. But given his profession, and that he is in a kitchen, and that they probably don't want to spend too much on the food here, it's fair to assume that Gristle Pete earned his name because a large percentage of the food being served may have something to do with gristle. And in fact, one of the most efficient food sources available in this day and age is fat. So gristle and lard, they're just banging. So everything is, we're not going to say fried, we're just going to say allowed to soak in all that oily goodness before it is delivered to you. So you do want to eat quick, because if you let it cool even slightly, it jellies up. And
Is there any chance for a salad?
Sure. There's grass outside. You just go fetch. I mean,
Does this
wanna-
menu have anything that's not swimming in gravy?
Prestidigitation. We can make our food taste however the hell we damn well please.
You are
Certainly.
totally right. You are the. Thank you so much for reminding me.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Boy, Talace and Dot are gonna get real popular real fast.
yeah, absolutely.
Especially at meal times.
You make your food taste delicious.
Although I don't know how Grizzle Pete's gonna feel about that.
He's happy to keep serving you. Now
Okay.
I will let you know, if you continue along this particular path where you're making high fat content food taste like not high fat content food, there may be some impact on waistline and complexion. But we'll see how that goes.
Oh, she's just making what she does eat palatable. I don't say she's gorging herself.
You don't really have to gorge yourself on this level of food, especially if you're only faking it out on the road work. This is made to fuel hard-working folk. It's like pork rinds.
But only if they eat large portions of it, which she would definitely not.
Come on, have a little more.
No.
Seconds.
She's literally watching her figure.
You want some butter in that?
No.
But
No.
yes, Gristle Pete's food is not particularly delicious. But it is available in copious quantities. Any other questions? Alright. If not, I think what I'm going to do is shortly escape, see if I can squeeze in a game or two of HOTS before
You still need to give us XP for the game.
I do!
You do!
I do!
Yeah!
What combat did you win? What things have you accomplished?
We've advanced the plot. We figured out these guys were
Hey, we
related.
prevented
we found
that
the...
whole encounter.
You
We
prevented?
succeeded that encounter.
You sort of. So let me lay this one out here.
We don't need to kill things to.
But did you really
But-
succeed?
So
Because
far, everything went the way we wanted it to.
I feel this is similar to that scene in Big Bang Theory where they're like, Indiana Jones is completely irrelevant to the plot. You know, the arc would have ended up where it was anyway. So had you not put the bell on the door wouldn't have opened. It wouldn't have caused the alarm. Everybody would have spilled out. So the day would have just gone on as normal. So what
you're saying is that there was no point and purpose for any of us showing up tonight, Casey?
Aw, you guys earned experience.
But that's
Got your
not what
bonus
you just
experience.
said.
You got your elective experience. You did learn something. You have the thing to go on, but the experience milestone is still just a little bit further away. So, it is very possible that you will gain all the experience for the encounters and such, but you're still sleeping next to the enemies, and they are not at all prevented from still being a dire threat. So, while you have delayed and not caused the encounter to complete, you have the advantage in it. They're no longer all armed and armored and pointing things at you. You have not resolved the roadhouse yet.
So we'll get all the experience for the Roadhouse when we finish it.
Oh yeah, I mean you have a number of cultists who are out to get you in the roadhouse. You've identified some of them already, but they are not yet taken out of danger. Basically, you know, if in the official ruling, if you have scared monsters away, but they're about to come right back at you 10 seconds later, you don't get the experience for scaring them away. You have to actually defeat them. That's kind of the situation you're in right now. You have currently mollified them. You could just go away from the roadhouse, leave them here, in which case you have resolved them, and you get the experience points for the ones that would have been aggressive to you. But you're still in threat range.
need to weasel out some more people if possible.
Some more what?
Cultists. Because
Ah.
I kind of have...
Hey Thomas, I think you might be breathing into your microphone.
No, that's a fan. Sorry, it's
Oh.
very hot here.
Because...
My room is on the second floor and it has no ventilation.
Oh no.
Joy. Gross.
So yes, there is experience awaiting you, but you haven't hit quite far enough along to award it yet, because then you might be killing people later or fighting or resolving otherwise, and it still would not have experience.
Also, as just looking at this map, this is me and Dawn. If he ever wanders around enough to notice, whoever designed this place was drunk. Like, what the hell is with these walls?
So the roadhouse is a very quick construction.
But I mean, wouldn't straight lines be easier?
You would think
Not,
so.
not necessarily with the terrain and stuff. Like maybe.
Like this whole section here and these walls. I was looking at it before, going what happened?
They were drunk. Yes. It is a ramshackle construction, and there's actually several of them. On your way up the road to this point, you passed several roadhouses that were left abandoned. So they are basically erected just to stay intact long enough to defend the workers as they work that stretch of road. Then the roadhouse is moved up, and the old one is left behind as sort of a way station. But turns into monster hideouts, and then bandits take over, and pretty soon you have a whole new adventure module. But for the moment, it's home. Very scary home.
Because going on the whole Dawn and Talace making food taste good, if that got out that they could do that, people might come to them to be like, hey, But if they know who is who, Dawn could probably make certain people sick.
Some poisoning. It's in Dawn's background. I could see that definitely happening.
Just make it they need to sprinkle a little something into it, and then as the component to the spell to make it taste like a roast chicken or something,
Sure.
Just act like the component to the spell is a little salt or something.
Yeah, nothing that would obviously make anyone sick, but have it soaked in something unfortunate.
You guys could definitely start poisoning certain people if you chose. Just let me know who you wish to start poisoning. And
did we catch the names of the two that were that we knew heard people moving around in the storeroom and ignored it?
Wasn't that what? No, that
no, it wasn't Mom.
I'm pretty sure that was Aileen, A-I-L-E-N,
yeah,
and Brad. Where'd you go, Brad? What was your name? Hang on. I moved him and I lost him. There we go. Aileen and Bladruth. Those two right there.
Keep a list of names.
Have we figured out any others?
So you're fairly certain about Bogluck. And what else suspicious did you see that you?
That's what I'm not asking you. I'm asking other people.
Okay.
I mean, he specifically chose Mom, and Mom got baked, so.
But they were the two on duty, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Alright, sorry to cut off and interject. We actually have to wrap the stream on our end. If you guys have a bunch more, Casey, if you want to take that over, you can. Otherwise, we can back around and record it.
I don't think we necessarily need to.
We're good. So, you guys can certainly talk about through the week who you might suspect or not suspect. If you come up with any methods of testing, let me know. But we'll break from here and hopefully you guys have an opportunity to kind of talk out what the plan might be so we can launch into action. Feel free to hit me up with any questions. And thanks all for playing. And thanks to the audience if anybody managed to stick around all the way through the Tavern Talk. Silver Store back on next week, so you can do all kinds of horrible things to people. Or good things, as you prefer. Good things disguised as horrible things.
By the way, Casey, several of the people still don't have names, at least on my screen.
Everybody should have a